refreshing. Excuse me, everybody, but that was great. All right, today we are going to show you how to make my famous SUNDALAYA. This is easy to make, and you're going to just need a couple ingredients in your refrigerator. Let's start off with the vegetables. Now, these are the vegetables that I use for my SUNDALAYA, and do not change this up because this is called SUNDALAYA for a reason. This is my special dish. So I normally get a yellow bell pepper, 2 of them. I usually use 2 red bell peppers, all right? I use 1 onion, and I use 1 bulb of the garlic, fresh garlic, okay? I already peeled it, so you don't have to go through looking at me peel the garlic. So that's the veggies that we're gonna use, and then we'll get to the other stuff in a minute. But we're gonna first chop this up. I already rinsed everything off, so we don't have to do that. And what else did I wanna say? Oh, yeah, so we're gonna do that, and then I'll get to the meat afterwards, okay? So I usually cut my bell peppers into big blocks, okay? Because this recipe, we're not gonna do small like I normally do dice. I'm not doing it that way this time. So I usually take the bell pepper, and I'm gonna do big blocks, okay? Like squares, like this, and just like this, like that, okay? So now that I cut up all my yellow bell pepper, I'm gonna toss it into this bowl. And then we're gonna move on to the red bell pepper. And again, big is great, okay? We're not going small on this one for this particular recipe. All right. So we did the red, some of the red, and then we're gonna do 1 more red, okay? Don't have to be fancy. Okay, throw it in there. And the same goes for the onion. We're not trying to get, I'm gonna use just a little bit of this. I don't want to waste any bell pepper. Okay. And with the onion, I usually chop small, but we're not going small. We're going to just cut into pieces. You'll see why. This is a great dish. My family actually loved the SUNDALAYA. And when I finally open my restaurant, this will definitely be one. It's simple, but it's going to be on the list. Because you're going to eat this over a bed of rice. It's real good. Cut that onion. That, and we're gonna peel this, okay? And for this, don't have to be fancy, just and then put them all together, and then just hit it again. Okay, we did those, and do the same thing for this one. Okay, and then just hit it. Wait, actually, before we put this on, I rinse off these bell peppers 1 more time because I want to get most of the seeds out. Give me 1 second. I am back. I'm going to go ahead and place all of the onions in the same bowl with the bell peppers. And, all right, got all the onions. And lastly, we have, remember those, the onions, I remember the garlic. Again, We're not cutting it small because we're going to also use minced garlic. Ooh, my eyes were getting from that onion. Alrighty. Alright, let's go over the recipe before we start frying up everything. So I have 2 yellow bell peppers in here chopped up. I have 2 red bell peppers. Remember, I have 1 whole onion and fresh garlic bulb. 1 fresh garlic bulb. So I diced it up into big pieces, easy to do. I went ahead and purchased 2 packs of smoked sausage. They're already cooked. I diced that up into pieces like this. So you see, look how they look. So this is 2 packages. And then I purchased just 2 pieces of chicken breast. And I diced that up into big pieces, as you can see, like this. And before we start frying everything, let's go over everything else that you're gonna need. And do not try to change the recipe on the SUNDALAYA, because it's called SUNDALAYA for a reason, because this is my recipe. And everything that I put in it has worked in the past. So I usually say do your own thing, but for this one, you cannot do your own thing. You must follow these instructions unless if you want it to be called SUNDALAYA, all right? So I always purchase the wild red shrimp. I purchased 2 big bags of these. They're already peeled, so it's wild red shrimp. These are so good. And you're gonna always put your shrimp in last, so we'll put this to the side. I only do 1 can of sweet corn to go with this meal. I usually purchase 3 of the Hunt's pasta sauce. I get 2 cans of the garlic herb and 1 can of the mushroom. Okay, so you have a different flavor for the last one. I use crushed red peppers. I use, of course, my garlic powder. You have your garlic salt. You have your onions, chopped onions. You have your oregano. This is important for this meal, oregano, okay? You have to have this. Your black pepper. And then last, you have your minced garlic. I don't have in front of me, it's already by the stove because it's getting warmed up in the pan. I use my garlic olive oil to fry the chicken breast. So I already poured some of the garlic olive oil in the pan. It's heating up, and we're gonna go ahead and fry the chicken breast, and then we'll start with the rest of the meal, all right? Garlic powder all over the chicken breast, just like that. Sprinkle some pepper. Just like that. And remember, it's sauteing in garlic olive oil, so that's a good thing. Okay? And then take some garlic salt and just sprinkle it across there. Okay? And we're gonna just let this fry. And all that garlic olive oil, that's it. Okay? My kids cooked a cheesecake earlier. Oh my gosh, I can still smell it. The aroma's in the air. I don't even like sweets like that, but I kid you not, it smells so good. So you just let this cook a little bit. Okay, good. So while we're preparing that, you're gonna pour some olive oil into the other big pan. Get it nice and wet. Okay, just like that. And we're gonna, while that's heating up, put that to the side. Let's keep flipping this chicken breast. Flip that a little bit. Let that get all nice and done. And this is heating up the olive oil. We're gonna put the vegetables inside of this olive oil. Okay, I'm letting that heat up. And then we're gonna, I usually sprinkle more, that's my rice cooking so you can hear that noise. I usually sprinkle more garlic powder over my chicken breast for the seasoning, okay? There we go. This should be nice and hot by now. I'm gonna go get the vegetables, be right back. So So I take these vegetables and I pour it inside here. All of those nice vegetables, okay? Just like that. And again, sprinkle a little garlic salt over it, like this. Don't go crazy with the salt. And then you sprinkle some pepper. I'm gonna open a big over that pepper. Okay. Look how pretty those colors are, beautiful. And again, that garlic salt, open a big part. Sprinkle it all over, all right? And just let this get nice and tossed in that garlic olive oil. And while that chicken is cooking, you can go check on your chicken breast. Oh, goodness me. All right. So here's my chicken breast. This don't have to be so done. It could be medium. Probably get some of the most of the pink out because we're going to cook this for a while in there. So, and all the sauces, okay? All right. So while this is cooking just for a little bit, we can turn this off. Like I said, this don't have to be all the way done because it's going to cook for a while in this other pan. This is perfect. I like it to look just like this. This is cooking in here. We're going to put that in there. And again, this don't have to be soft. We're going to throw this in here now. Okay, so you have to chicken in here. Try not to get a lot of the olive oil because we already have some in here. So put our chicken in here. I'll be right back. Alright, so remember those sliced up sausage? You're going to get that, throw that in there. We're going to get that can of corn, toss it in there, pour the corn into the pot. You're going to now start pouring your sauces. Okay. Okay. Then I take my minced garlic. I'll put like usually 2 more of this in there, okay? That should be enough of that. All right, so after we pour the sauce, I'll take some chopped onions. And my rule of thumb is go across the whole top like this. Okay? Or it could cover it up looking like a pizza, okay? And then the oregano, the same thing. I go across and paint it like I'm painting a pizza. Now this pot is gonna end up having to be transferred because we still have to put the shrimp in at the end. And then I just take a couple, I don't want it too spicy because the kids gonna eat. I just take a little sprinkles of the red crushed pepper. All right, and so everything's in here except for the shrimp. We're gonna do that last, but we're gonna have to let this cook for at least a good 15 minutes so all the vegetables will get nice and flavorful in this sauce. And then you mix it all together, and then once the 15 minutes is up, you'll add the shrimp in and you'll cook that for another good 11 minutes, okay? Don't ask me where I get these weird minutes from, but it's just something I do. So we're gonna let this cook and I'll be back. Stay with me. All right, we're gonna go ahead and add the red shrimp to this pot. And then we're gonna let this cook for another good 11 to 12 minutes. You'll know once your shrimp is cooked, but I usually, here we go, we're putting it all on top. Oh my gosh, look at this. All right. And I'm gonna stir this. I just have to wash those off real good, so that's why I had it in a strainer. Give me 1 second. All right, so you see my pot is almost pouring over. So I'm not gonna go too crazy with it. I'm just gonna dip it in the sauce so it can get that cooking heat going, and then I'll stir it afterwards, okay? I'm gonna try. There we go. All right, we're gonna leave this alone.
Can't wait.
I know, I can't wait either. This is our favorite. We're gonna leave this alone, and then we'll be back, okay? Once everything is nice and cooked. Keep following.
Bye.
All right, it is finally ready. The grand finale. So this is SUNDALAYA, and you can eat this over a bed of rice. And this meal will last for 2 days for a family of 6. So it can serve around 12 people. Nice hearty bowls, okay? Look at that. Nice and ready. SUNDALAYA.
So
Enjoy.
bye.